Hello and welcome! Tonight on the show, we're going to take a look at Hidden Valley Blasted. Blasted! Blasted!
Blasted!
Oh, wait. Blasted!
Pizza dipping ranch dipped pizza sauce. Oh my goodness.
Blasted!
What a mouthful. Boy, we are so excited to have you here today. I cannot express how excited I am. Thank you for listening. This is Sauce Spoken.
And we're back. We are Sauce Spoken, with a podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. My name's Adam, and I'll be your host, and I'm joined here this week by my co-host, Tori.
Hello, good afternoon. Yes, my name is Tori, and we are delighted to have you. And to my right, a fella who is commonly mistaken for Denzel Washington. Believe it or not, our friend, co-host, great friend, E.
Denzel Whitington, maybe.
Whitington, there we go. Yeah, my striking good looks, huh? I mean, Denzel's,
Maybe
He's
Dumzel
chiseled.
Washington.
yes, he is.
I think it's the red hair that gives you away.
Ooh.
Oh,
Who is that? Oh my god.
Whoa, who is that?
episode 40, as usual, we have ourselves a guest.
A very special guest. Tori, do you want to give an introduction?
Sure, yeah. This is, he's a neighbor. He's a close friend of mine. Staff Sergeant Dwayne, welcome to the show. It is a delight to have you.
Thank you. I'm thinking that skit, Sweaty Family Recipe. Have you ever seen that on Saturday Night Live?
No, I don't think so.
The Schweddies.
The Sweaty Family
I actually have heard of it. I've heard
Alec
of the
Baldwin.
skit.
He acts real stiff and nervous, and he's like, hello. Yes.
So E, that's basically E. That is who Eric is on our pod, especially in the early episodes. That was Eric.
Oh, for sure.
Eric's got much more aggressive lately. Actually, someone commented the other day. They're like, Eric's really trying to take over the podcast, isn't he?
No one said that.
Hostile
Only you.
takeover.
Someone did.
Jeez.
Someone did say that. He's like, he's really trying to take more control now, isn't he? Yes, he is. Things are going off the rail. We're going off the rails on a crazy train with E in the conductor's seat. Choo choo.
No, I do not want to be in the conductor's seat at all. I just,
Yes, you do.
just ready to push back when pushing back is required.
There you go.
Oh,
Don't take no
boy.
shit.
I try not to.
Well, speaking of take no shit, Staff Sergeant Dwayne, do you want to go ahead and give us a little bit of an introduction to yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are, and if you like, you can go into a little bit of your history with sauces.
I'm Tori's neighbor, close personal friend, staff sergeant in the Army, was retired now. I have a vast knowledge of sauces. Every time I eat, I usually have a sauce. That's about it.
Sounds
Every
like
time you eat. Every time.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
Pretty much, yeah. The wife, she's into spices, and I'm into sauces. So
What's your favorite?
can't answer that with just one.
That's a hard
sauce.
question,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a favorite.
If you have a
with every
rating
meal.
scale anywhere close to E's, you'd be able to name a favorite pretty well.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
At least
easily.
a genre.
Eric
Yeah, I
has
mean,
to
he
plug
got the
it-
whole algorithm
Eric would
worked
have
out.
to, he'd have to plug it into the fucking Matrix to get the answer, which it brings me up to one thing. Eric, I know you've seen Dune before.
Yes.
Have you guys, Tori and Dwayne, do you guys have any familiarity with Dune?
That, I mean, I'm going out on a limb here, and you guys can make fun of me, but does that have anything to do with the spice save the world?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the spice definitely. They're coming out with a new movie based on the books, which is like the most popular science fiction book of all time.
I played the living hell out of a Stargate pinball machine when I used to hang out at the bar.
Okay, you're a little farther off now.
Oh, damn
Yeah,
it.
not Stargate.
I'm getting colder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're getting cold.
Dang.
Star Trek, I think.
No,
Stargate-
it was Stargate.
It was okay, yeah.
Stargate, but the Dune series is written by Frank Herbert, and
You lost me already, bro. I'm just trying to play some pinball, man. That's all.
The reason, what I wanted to get into here was this, reminded me, I was thinking when I was editing our episode last week, after our discussion with Eric and his rating scale. So a little bit brief premise of the history of Dune, there was this event called the Butlerian Jihad, which was like a revolution against machines, like thinking machines, and they just said, okay, no more computers. They're saying computers are ruining our life, and no more,
I
we're
like
done with
that.
computers. And instead what they started doing was they started like developing human psyche in different ways, and one of those ways was basically turning these people through training from birth into like human computers, and they called those people mentats. That's what I was thinking about last week about Eric, is he's kind of like our little group mentat, except for he didn't actually receive any training. He's just he's like a computer that wasn't programmed. It's just like, I know I need to do something.
I was
Beep, boop,
way
beep.
off. I thought you meant Doom.
Oh, no, well,
That's a great video
Some
game.
similarities.
Yeah.
That being said, Eric, why don't you tell us how your week was this week? Beep, boop, beep, computing week.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's been good. We're doing this a day early here than our normal, so a little shorter week.
Recording a little bit in advance.
Even more so.
Yeah, even
Right.
more so. Let's see, we were all supposed to go, well, not all of us, but half the table here was supposed to go to a gun show. And
Gun bash.
Gun bash, not a show. Yeah.
Freak.
And it ended up just being me and my coworker from work.
You did actually go.
Absolutely.
Oh, very good. I'm glad you
Nice.
went. That's cool. And was it
One
out
of
of
the most
food?
redneck things I've ever been
Well,
to.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I told you that. But I mean, food and drinks, right?
Yeah, the food was okay. The drink was all you can drink Coors Light, which
Yeah,
I tried.
it's
one.
all you can drink.
It's all you
It's
can
all
drink.
you can drink.
Is one. Yeah.
That's the
Can't get
best
drunk,
kind of beer.
right. Yeah.
It was.
Was that all they had was Coors Light?
Yeah, it's all
Usually
they
they've
had.
got Yingling or
Yeah,
something.
Ying's usually-
Or they
Well,
usually
they got to
got.
keep it watered down because there's a bunch of guns there.
A bunch of people and a bunch of guns. I don't know. I was disappointed. I was really had my fingers crossed that like maybe there'd just be a whole bunch of Bud Light and Coors Light and then like one keg of Yingling that would be kicked in like the first hour, I'm sure. But
Usually there is Yingling in Pennsylvania at the ones I've been to.
right? Yeah, I was a little disappointed about that, about the beer. Dropped another $60 there on side raffles. And
You win anything?
heck no.
Oh, but you had fun.
I had some fun.
Yes.
Yes.
You're
What
at a
about,
gun show now?
That's
Ba-bam!
right.
For the listeners that can't see, we're flexing the guns. Well, Dwayne is in any case.
The only one here with really any guns.
Yeah, the
Beat
rest of
guns.
us are too scared to show our arms. It'll make the sad Popeye sound where he hasn't had his spinach up. Oh, they go concave
Right.
instead. Well, that's cool. How did your coworker Bop like it?
She wants to get revenge on you for for the Bop
Writing
comments.
Bop on her ticket.
It's funny you say a female because most of the shows that I listen to, it's always about E and a girl.
Ah, yes. This is the E show.
So it was just
Oddly
Eric
enough, it always
show,
seems like it's
ba-dum-bum.
Ian. Yeah, it's always about me. It's just for some reason, some
And a
strange
girl.
reason, and a girl. Yeah. Well,
Welcome to
I try and go out and do
Come
things.
Along. It's the Eric L Show. Thanks for coming down. Have a seat, Bop. Tell us about your weekend.
That sound like
yeah,
a
she
Jack
might be here
Benny
next
girl.
week. So
Oh, really? She's going to be a guest 41 episode.
apparently, maybe
Oh, wow.
we'll see. I wouldn't hold your breath.
You must have smooth talked her at this gun bash. Maybe you bashed her with the gun. You're
right.
holding her captive now. She doesn't have a choice. She's coming.
Is she tied up upstairs?
Nope.
In the basement, of course. So that's what the upstairs is for him. The downstairs, the basement's for her. That's why we got 3 levels. We can be on the main level, and then she can be in the bottom level. Eric lives on the top level. With that being said, Tori, how was your week this week? You bashed any woman on the head? Or?
Oh, man. Boy. Dwayne and I had a conversation about this before we came over here. And, wow, I really had a banger of a weekend. I installed a new faucet.
Wow!
Yeah.
Where
Pretty
at?
cool. A new laundry tub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole tub too.
No.
No.
The tub stays. The faucet had to go. Yeah,
You sure
it was,
you don't need a new laundry tub?
Oh, I definitely do need
Yeah.
a new laundry tub.
It's pretty crusty.
I mean, it serves its purpose.
I mean, that's what it's for.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
It's gonna
And
get
yeah,
rusty
and I'm not
again.
showing off. I'm not taking Instagram pictures of my laundry tub.
You could throw the sauces in there, and you
Yeah.
could take. By contrast, all the sauces would look amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I changed the faucet, and so that was pretty exciting. I used Shark Bite and PEX plumbing parts and materials, and boy, that is a real breeze.
Pretty easy. Yeah,
I love it. Wow.
good stuff.
It's like Lincoln Logs
Yeah,
for
pretty
plumbing.
much.
It's terrific.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it was really good. Boy, I had a head of steam on Saturday. I could not be stopped. I was cutting the grass. I was trimming hedges. I replaced the faucet. I was doing a number of things.
Beat the wife.
I felt like a man on fire. Yeah. So I don't know. And that energy has waned, of course, since then. So maybe coming back. But I'm headed on vacation here tomorrow. So that's exciting.
Get
Well,
some
you
more
can
energy.
rejuvenate. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm officially on vacation. My wife and I. Her brother's getting married in a resort style conference center. It's a complex. Several buildings: the spa, the casino, the convention center, the this, the that.
So the wedding's like at the same venue like where you're
yeah,
staying.
it's enormous. Yeah.
Huh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That makes it easy for you guys not have to drive around like, to the ceremony at church and then to a reception hall later on.
Right.
Plus you have
Yeah.
your hotel room, constantly bouncing around the 3.
Right.
Just all in one. That's
It's
pretty
all
cool.
centrally located. Yeah, indeed.
Very
So
cool.
that'll be going down on Saturday. So I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, vacation's coming up. Of course, 4th of July's coming up. So yeah, a lot of things to be excited about.
Now, do you want to share with us the name of that town?
Massanutten, Virginia.
Massanutton.
Massanuttin.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Boy, you could really mess that
Suggestive, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, and that would be a great segue into this sauce. If
Would it be?
one up. A massanut.
Massanuttin, Blasted. There's
I
definitely
had
a
a better
connection.
segue than that. I was going to say Eric had a blast on his gun bash, and you were blasting at work, and that's what my segue was going to be. That we had.
Blasting out.
I didn't even- yeah.
First, I was going to ask Dwayne how his week was, but I guess fuck him. We're going to go right on to the
I was just
fucking
going to say, I
sauce.
felt a little left out.
How was your
I
week,
guess
Dwayne?
the guest doesn't matter what they do.
Yes.
My week kind of sucked. I just came back from vacation.
Oh.
It rained the whole time. It was actually sunnier here in Pittsburgh than it was in South Carolina, which
Really?
never happens.
It was warm up here, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real hot.
It's too hot.
So I guess hell did kind of freeze over because Pittsburgh was sunnier than a sunny state.
Interesting.
So I brought the rain back with me, though, it looks like.
I know that you have listened to some of the podcasts before, Dwayne, and I'm glad that, if nothing else, you picked up on the part of the show where we go to do a deep dive in-depth on the weather forecast, because we haven't done that for quite a while, so
Yeah,
I'm
been
glad
quite a long time.
we brought that back around.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah, that was actually all the way back from episode number 1, when
Yeah.
we almost became a meteorology podcast.
Beat the living tar out of the weather.
It was a toss-up, but Ghost Paul guided us well, and he guided us into sauces. With that being said, we already gave our segue, but we are going to get into the sauce this week.
Several good segues.
Several good segues. And the sauce we're going to be trying this week is, well, Tori, you got this for us, so why don't you go ahead and give us a little
Yeah, of
lead
course.
off there.
I got it from my new favorite store. I love this store. Ollie's. You guys ever hear of Ollie's?
Well, I've only heard of it from you, and I want you to spell this for the listeners so
Yeah.
they're not confusing it with another popular
It's not
chain.
the grocery store. ALDI. It is the closeout bargain. If you want to call it a department store, then it's as much of a department store as Big Lots is a department store, for reference. But this is called Ollie's, as in the shortens man's name for Oliver's. OLLI.
Are you talking about
apostrophe
Ollie's?
S. Ollie's, yeah.
Okay, I was wondering.
I love this place.
Just accents, I guess.
Yeah.
From across the border.
I thought he said Aldi's the first
Yeah.
time. I was convinced he was talking about Aldi's because it's making it sound like a budget thing, and I was thinking, like, okay, well, Aldi's does get those special buys sometimes.
Mhm.
No, it says Ollie's,
Ollie's.
short for Oliver.
That's right. There's sort of a homely looking fellow with buck teeth and white, sort of Albert Einstein looking hairdo. But that's Ollie, who's apparently been dead and gone for a long time. So, but this store at any rate gets closeout bargains. And I was perusing Ollie's the other day. They had suet bricks for 75 cents a brick.
Wow, that's a steal.
That's a bargain.
Yeah.
So I bought a whole box of them.
I saw him
And,
in your freezer the other day.
yeah.
Loaded.
You got to keep them cold. I bought another box, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Man.
the peanut butter kind.
You're going to have more bird food in your house than you have people food.
That's probably accurate at this moment in time. That's
Hopefully the power doesn't go out because, 4 hours, you got to throw it all out.
Oh, it all got to go. Yeah, I'm just get a dolly, just wheel the whole freaking fridge out.
Yep,
Just
start
be done.
over. Well, with that being said, do you want to go ahead and actually lead us off with the sauce we're tasting?
Wow, yeah, sure. This is a Hidden Valley Blasted. There,
Say
thank
it,
you,
Eric.
Dwayne.
Blasted.
Yeah.
it's just gayest.
That's kind of weak. You got to do it again, buddy.
Blasted.
Put
little
some
better.
oomph into it.
This is why Bop
Ay,
won't go on
ay.
a actual date with you.
No
Blasted.
desire.
What are you going to do to me when you take me home, Eric? I'm going to blast on you.
Wow.
Whoa.
And this is white
We'll edit
sauce,
that
too.
out. It is.
It is, yeah, well, white, maybe. So the full name,
White-ish.
get a load of this. Here we go. We got another mouthful here. Hidden Valley Ranch Blasted Dipping Sauce Ranch Dipped Pizza. God bless you.
Blast.
Yeah, so that's what we have.
Oh boy. Well,
and what was the price point of this? Since you already told us where you got it from.
it's on the bottom. They left the
Oh,
sticker on.
It's
We'll
the
leave
bargain
label.
basement price of $1.99,
Now,
my man.
how many ounces is that?
Ooh, that's right. We have to consider.
I'll do the math. Like I said, we don't need to do this for every. I want to know it for this one specifically because this is the only way it's getting bonus points.
12
for me.
fluid ounces, my dude.
12 fluid ounces and $2 roonies, you said?
Mm-hmm. Smackaroos.
All right, so it's going to get a 0.17 on the honey ratio, which, as we previously mentioned, Dwayne hasn't heard yet because this just was last episode.
This is
Which
cutting edge.
the listeners will have heard, but you haven't heard yet, Dwayne, because it hasn't released. Because as we mentioned, we record a little in advance. But the honey ratio is essentially $1 an ounce. And I'm not going to go into the whole long convoluted explanation for how we arrived at that, because that'll be on air a week from now. We'll go back in time.
Back in time into the future.
Yeah, Back to the Future.
Back in time when you cleaned out your laundry tub and made the sauce.
Yeah, you could be onto something there. But before we get into any further tasting notes, Eric, do you want to go ahead and give us a little visual description of the outside of the container, what we're looking at there?
Yeah, a little role reversal. That's usually Tori's job. So yeah, a little.
Tori introduced the sauce. You want Tori to do the whole show?
Yes, I do. All right, so we got ourselves a classic Hidden Valley green labeling, which is like a ribbon above a blue ribbon that says the original ranch, and then the whole label itself is shades of green with like a lime green sort of burst coming out of the center.
Blast! It reminds me of those old school memes. Do you remember them old school memes that had the pinwheel colors?
Yep, exactly.
That's sort of what that reminds me of.
Turn it back around. Yep, exactly. You're exactly correct.
And I don't know it because I don't know.
Like the old memes, one with the frog or the bat.
Yeah, it had a face like right in the center.
Yep, exactly. When it just had the original meme, which is there's probably kids who are fully adults now that have never seen one of those.
Yeah, never seen.
But yeah, the original memes.
And then all the text is in this like weird yellow green as well. It's very almost monochromatic, except for the slice of pizza that shows this dipping sauce dipped into the pizza. That's right in the center of it. And and then there's a green cap with I think a silicone squeezy nozzle on it.
Yeah, the silicone butthole that Tori's a fan of. Actually, I wanted to circle back around because now that you mentioned that, Tori, you're talking about the original memes. And I have a little bit of trivia for you. I think that was actually a term that was coined back in like the 60s.
Yeah, that's an old school term.
Yeah, and it was basically like originally some guy had thought that up for like a snippet of a thought. That was like his way of...
And it can be molded, and it can be like templated. I thought was one of the crucial thoughts that he came up with.
I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't remember that part. I just remember it being like a little snippet of a thought. Like not a fully fledged idea, just a little meme was his thing.
Yeah. They actually throw that word around in, get a load of this, Metal Gear Solid.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The first one. So you're going back like 1994, 5 for the PlayStation 1.
Interesting.
Yeah, Liquid Snake. It's just a meme, he says.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I
How
didn't
about
know
that shit? Yeah.
That's
we have
pretty
the
wild.
history of memology here. But yeah.
I think between me and you, we got it wrapped up.
Oh, yeah. We solid on the meme culture. Not as much Eric, famously a man who is as aloof to technology as anyone in their 30s can be.
And Texas Pete.
Yeah, and Texas Pete, yeah.
That was a shocker, I have to admit.
Oh, yeah?
He's lying about that. This is a farce. We all play like a little bit of a character for the show, and Eric's is that he doesn't know about Texas Pete. That's his character. Other than that, it's exactly him. But
I was explaining the Texas Pete scenario to Samantha, and she was like, Texas what? I'm like, thank you.
The character that Eric plays on the show...
Helen seen Texas Pete.
Oh, thank you, Dwayne.
The character that Eric plays on the show is exactly him, doesn't know about Texas Pete, and doesn't like Duke's Mayo. That's the only alterations from his core personality. It has a wide-reaching mentat-like depth of knowledge on sauce logarithmic rating scales that he has to follow. I must incorporate it into all the numbers together!
I just don't understand how it's so hard to know what you like.
He's getting angry already.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, boy. Well, with that being said, since you already started to get you chatting a little bit here, Dwayne, do you want to go give us a little visual description on the actual sauce itself that we're looking at inside that bottle?
It's creamy, off-white, kind of like a antique white with cracked pepper inside of it.
Yeah, definitely some flakes going on in there.
It's, I think, thicker than normal ranch dressings. They do something to it. Ranch dressing, to me, when you pour it onto a salad, it just seems to pour all out at once. But this is, pretty slow.
Probably heavily loaded with xanthan gun.
Yeah.
Bang.
Bang, bang. We'll find out later. I am definitely noticing, I think, a heavier flake than your normal ranch in this. I'm just swirling it around in my cup. And... I don't know, that color.
Yeah.
Would you say that color is more yellow or orange? I think more orange.
It's got that expired white to it.
It does.
Expired antique white, and I think there's actually like flakes that I'm seeing of actual like reddish orange
of
in
mold.
There.
Oh, did we check the actual date on this? I meant to check.
It's in date. It's
been
good.
In the fridge.
1954.
Oh, come on! I wouldn't buy expired food. Who do you think I am?
Maybe Adam, because he's the only one who's done it here.
I don't think
that's true. Does it say on there?
Dwayne.
Uh-oh.
I'm old.
Come on,
Best by September 20th, 2021.
Oh, so we're good.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Although Tori did not check it because it was underneath the price, which I think they strategically put that there. They're like, we can sell this indefinitely if we put the...
Well, that's what you said about a certain retailer, didn't you?
Well, yes, but that was a little different. Well,
okay.
The one that was selling it, the stuff without the seal, which is actually, this is interesting because this, as we discovered, was the... not often seen double seal. They really had to protect the precious contents of this. Because,
Yeah, what were you saying about that double seal? I missed that.
As it had the plastic that went around the lid to seal the lid on itself. But then also, I went to squirt it out of the silicone butthole that you like, and it didn't come out, and I realized there was actually a secondary seal over the actual opening, too. One of those little the white peel-off guys. But yeah, kind of a strange that they would go for the, like I said, the elusive double seal.
Is that something we've had before? Was that on the, I think it was on the barbecue, the Korean barbecue had a double seal. Pretty sure.
It could have been. I've seen the double seal before, but I'm not used to seeing it quite in this exact, orientation. I wasn't expecting it, this is what I'm getting at. But the one other comment on appearance I did want to make is that this sauce, to me, is distinctly reminiscent of the one we had on for, I think, our guest 20 episodes ago. Two episodes of 10, we had a guest on. Back for episode 20, I think it was 20, we had, I believe it was Kirsten was on for the jalapeno ranch, Twisted Ranch.
Cheddar Pop.
Cheddar Pop, Twisted Ranch bullshit that we all hated, except for E, who loved it because he's a contrarian.
I gave it a bad rating too.
And
but good memory.
But I think it looks very similar to that. Maybe slightly more yellowy orangish, but and that one was expired.
Yes, that one was expired.
Yeah.
And bought by you.
Bought by you. Oh, Adam made a mistake.
That's blame shifting. Nobody likes to blame
Piece
shifter.
of shit. Yeah, piece of shit.
He needs called out any chance I can.
And I'm not sure whether I liked this one better or worse, but without spoiling any more of that, let's go ahead and get on to our initial tasting notes. Eric, you want to lead us off with that?
Okay. Well, you're definitely on the right track there with
on the ballpoint.
On the ballpoint, as we like to say here. On soft spoken.
Eric's fuming.
Reminiscing of the Twisted Ranch for sure. I don't know if they tried to add cheese to this. I said does it have like an old Parmesan sort of additive to this?
Well, the flavor is, what's the flavor called specifically? Dipping old rotten day-old pizza or something
like that. Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Day-old pizza that you left out in the oven instead of putting in the refrigerator.
Oops.
Blasted.
Laundry tub dipping sauce.
And I'll actually steal a little bit, not to intentionally steal, but you made the comment of tomato in there, like extra acid. It definitely doesn't smell good, and
I'll tell you exactly what well, I'll let you finish up your thoughts here, but I do have a very specific thing I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, they took ranch and they added some stuff to it, and I don't think it made it any better, and I'm not a huge fan of ranch to begin with, so it's not looking good for the sauce for me. I'll hand it off to my left ear, Tori.
Yeah? Oh, well. Ha! I had high hopes for this. I hold Oliver's in high regard, and anything I've gotten there has been of a very high quality. But boy, this is really something different. I thought it smelled like garlic initially, but that smell seemed.
Did you say garbage?
Close. I got real heavy garlic initially, and then it faded quick. After my second or third whiff, the garlic, I don't know if I got desensitized to it or what, but the garlic just simply wasn't there. The taste I thought was a bit, different. Might as well keep it with the same. Yeah, it's the same going to be all the way through. I thought it tasted far more tomato-y than what the color was. I know we talked about colors and tastings and making those two associations. Boy, if I would close my eyes, that's a tomato. That's a tomato sauce, a cheap one. Albeit a cheap one in a jar, but yeah, that was definitely a tomato sauce. I get none of the pepper. I got very little of the creaminess that you would expect with a ranch. I know the front portrays this picture, and it's a pretty good looking piece of pizza. I mean, truth be told, it has a nice big ranch swath over the
they dunked
the angle there. Yeah, right.
Yeah. They're using it as a spoon, as I mentioned before. I like to get my sauces deep.
That looks like a drunk dip.
Yeah, that was quite the dip.
Yeah, that's not a sober dip.
Or maybe you lost your footing as you were dipping. Maybe.
Yeah, that's like a half bottle dip right there. That's like, let's open this bitch up with some surgery and fucking scoop it with the pizza.
But yeah, if I could alter that image in relation to what I'm tasting, way more tomato sauce than ranch dressing.
Yes, I definitely think you're correct on that. And I do think it bears mentioning that we did try these on the infamous Nuggies. We were really struggling on what we wanted to try this on. Eric, you had actually brought up you had mentioned that potentially doing this on pizza.
Yeah, I just thought it was. I didn't know what the sauce was.
Well, they show that on the front, so I think you're on base. I mean, I think that makes sense. And I got to be honest with you, I would be fascinated to know what this would taste like on pizza, just because it seems like, how do you double down? Maybe it would be like a flavor blast, like you're taking existing flavor and amping it up.
Pizza squared.
Yeah. That being said, what I got out of it, like I said, having tasted it on the pretty well done chicken nuggets, I got like not even McDonald's. McDonald's would be too high. Like if Burger King made a chicken parmesan, that's exactly what it would be like to me.
Well done.
With that tomatoey sauce on top and the shitty fake cheese and kind of like pureed it. That's like, it tastes like the most artificial version of a chicken parmesan that you could envision. That is exactly what I got. And I found it fucking revolting. Tori, you did mention it does smell like garlicky, definitely on the smell, and I taste like Parmesan-y smell too, kind of like that weird stanky umami.
Yep, a little stank to it.
Like the foot smell. That is I think we may have said on the show that really good cheese and feet smell is a little bit, a little closer for comfort than
That's
most
a thin
people
line.
like. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
And I found this immediately nauseating on the chicken nugget. I went ookie, I think. something like that. I said no.
Well, maybe because it's ranch dipped pizza and we put in chicken.
Well, that is the disgusting thing, though, too. Like, I was envisioning pizza, which I could definitely get how you would get pizza flavors from that. And like I said, it tasted more like a shitty chicken parmesan, which is a dish I make. I call it shitty chicken parmesan, where I get the frozen chicken patties and buy Newman's Own, which is not shitty. That's the least shitty part. Newman's Own marinara sauce and put it on top, and usually some provolone cheese, and then sprinkle some Parmesan on top. And that's actually pretty good. And this was worlds below that. That's the only thing. Like I said, to me personally, I found this revolting. With that, Dwayne, Dwizzle, a.k.a. Dwizzle, we haven't given his... the Dweez. Yeah, his
buddy.
pen name on here.
Dwizzle.
What were your thoughts on this? Initial tasting thoughts?
Well, initially, when they say that if you get certain smells, it takes you back to time in your life.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, man.
The sense that is closest to your memory receptors in your brain or some BS like that.
Well, at first, I thought it would take me back to that time at Silky's. But what it takes me back to is back.
For those who don't know,
yeah.
Silky's, as you could possibly imagine, is a gentleman's club.
Why would this smell be there? That's my mind went to bad places.
It's in McKee's Rocks. I mean, come on. Even I know about McKee's
the locker room smell.
But I worked at a Pizza Hut back in the 90s.
Nice.
And it was like a few weeks on the weekends. And the manager, he was promiscuous. I don't know what words I can say on
you can say
air.
all the words.
Let him rip, dude.
Last
he was a whore,
yeah.
but there was always girls coming in, and there's always this drama, and we call it as the pizza burns.
Okay,
like as the world turns.
Oh goodness,
nice.
Well done.
Drama, yeah.
Okay, good.
I didn't make that up, but that's just what we called it.
Claim it.
Yeah, right.
Who else is going to call you out on it?
There was a lot of times pizzas and like JoJo's and stuff, they would get burnt or ruined, and we'd just get the leftover pizza. We started putting ranch dressing on the pizzas to flavor them up a little bit.
You invented that too.
Well, I don't know if we invented it, but we did it. It was pretty good, but when I smelled it, that's exactly what it reminded me of an already burnt pizza with ranch dressing on top of it, heated up.
Pizza Hut back in the days, especially the 90s, used to be pretty good. Like there's probably people that don't know, it used to be like a full sit-down restaurant. Like you used to be able to go in, there was like a buffet.
Yeah, a buffet, right?
Like a salad bar. They
with
had
dessert.
They had this whole pizza thing. Yeah, like
what do you mean used to? The Pizza Hut right up the road from me had the buffet.
Do they still?
Well, COVID hit, but right before,
but
they
still
did.
Do? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were still any that actually did. That used to be like the Pizza Hut, and you always knew when it went out of business and they reclaimed the building because it had that signature like sombrero shape to the building.
Oh,
yep,
yeah.
there's one on McKnight Road.
Yep,
it's a kebab house right now. Yeah,
Yes, it is, and it's purple or something like that now.
Yeah,
but
right.
You can tell it was at
the
one
architecture
point.
remains.
Yeah, that's signature style that doesn't go away.
So as far as the taste, I didn't think it was that bad, but unlike you gentlemen,
you've also eaten Army food.
Yeah,
so. You've been in the Army for how long? Yeah.
So this is pretty good, but if I had to take away that experience, and I would give it two different, I would give it a sober rating and a drunk rating.
Nice. I like
All
where
right.
this is going.
Because if you're drunk, this should probably be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, because when
I
you're
think
drunk,
I'd have to be pretty drunk. I'll be honest with you. When I have too much to drink, I get too close to puking to have any of this sauce. I think
I get that hungry drunk.
I get hungry too. My brain, I already struggle with eating too much all at once, and when I start drinking, that part of my brain that regulates that turns off entirely. And as maybe we haven't mentioned on the podcast before, frequently when we go out and drinking and food is involved, I end up puking at whatever restaurant we're at. This is something that's happened many a times. And I think most recently for us or the group was at the Melting Pot that we mentioned on the podcast. I attempted to puke at that restaurant.
Yeah.
It was so hot I couldn't even puke.
That was an uncomfortable situation for everybody.
I tried. I gave it hell, and I couldn't even force it up. So
I thought the Japanese steakhouse was Tori's birthday. I thought you said you pretty much were about ready to.
I was pretty comfortable there.
Okay.
I think I was full, but I wasn't to the point of I know when it's coming. You know, I know when it's coming because I just get up. I don't say anything. I just go.
Speaking of when you knew it was coming, did you get the guy that squirted the sake in your mouth?
No, because it was your birthday too.
No.
We didn't get any of that.
No, and there's the shrimp usually.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fellow launches the shrimp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get no liquor or no shrimp.
Yeah, we were still
You
kind of in the late stages of COVID restrictions there, so that might have been why.
Let it rip, my man. I got nothing to.
Let it rip.
Yeah.
Too late now.
Well,
crazy
damn.
busy then too.
Next
when
year.
we were there.
Yeah, it was awful busy, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah,
But
Well-
the taste doesn't go with the smell.
definitely.
I agree. The taste is even worse than the smell.
It tastes like if somebody had crabs and those crabs had herpes.
Oh,
Jesus.
criminy! Oh,
This is why Dwayne hasn't been allowed on the show yet either.
Yeah.
The only
Clean it up.
person that will take things farther than I will.
I thought it was pretty accurate.
Well, I mean, I haven't personally tasted that, but I will trust your
Have you
judgment.
never had food at a lunch buffet at a strip club?
No.
excuse me, miss. Excuse me. I'm trying to eat my lunch. Can you please go dance somewhere else?
That's
Take the
why she's
seafood
trying
away.
to get up in your face.
All right. Well, before we get any further down that line of thoughts,
Whoa!
Let's
yeah,
go ahead and-
dangerous.
instead of speculating on what might be in
You
this,
said I could
let's
say whatever I want. I'm being honest for the listeners.
let's learn what's in this. Eric, do you want to go ahead and hit us with the ingredients?
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. Huh, that's interesting. So it starts off with vegetable oil.
No, hold on. Have we ever read the ingredients and you didn't preface it by saying, "Oh, that's interesting"? Has that ever?
Whoa.
I just think about that. Has that ever happened where he didn't say that?
Pretty sure it has happened, but because usually it starts with soybean oil or
I
something
think
like
you're
that.
just
So
buying
this is
yourself
just
more
straight up
time to
vegetable
try to
oil.
read the words. Vegetable oil, you said. Number
Yes.
one.
Water. Tomato puree. There you go, Adam.
Yep.
That's why you get that
I'm not the
super
first one to say
tomato.
that, but
Yeah, you are.
Actually, yeah. I said garlicky and you said more tomato.
Tori, I think. Oh, I did say tomato. Okay, yes.
You did. Anyways. We got sugar, salt, natural flavor, non-fat buttermilk, egg yolk, less
Natural
than
flavor.
1%
See what I
of
was talking about?
vinegar, garlic, onion, phosphoric acid,
Okay.
xanthan gum,
Up, zap, bang, bang.
Bang bang! Got him.
sorbic acid.
Use your words.
God, the font just sucks on this thing. The font
Oh
and,
my
and
God.
It's the same on every
It
damn
does it
label.
on the
Color-
font.
oh,
Oh,
no, it's
just
not.
this one on the font is, what is this? Oleo resin?
When's the
This
last
is
time you had your
Nissan-
peepers inspected?
Nissan
it's
Ramen?
been a while.
Preparation H.
Yeah, really. I don't know.
Maybe.
And calcium. Just a bunch of chemicals. Chemicals.
I wonder
Alright, sodium
if it would
phosphate.
have a completely different outcome if it was actually dipped in pizza, because the flavors from the pizza might bring something out.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
I don't
does-
know.
it does
Because
have
chicken is
Oregano,
plain.
basil.
Chicken
Right.
is chicken.
Yeah, I would be interested to try it on. Well, they show it on chicken here on the website. We're taking a quick peruse, but this has a rating on the website too. Oh God, we're having to do our famous talk to corporate HR to let
Yeah.
them post our review. No, this has a 4.3, which seems like it probably hasn't been artificially manipulated. Weird Taste is number 2 out of 5.
And this is now we have to clarify that this rating is specifically geared towards this.
Sober people.
yes,
Well,
yeah, well that too.
this mouthful of a name we have here,
I do think we should
sauce wise.
read this, since this. First of all, we won't read the whole ratings because I think there's more here than there were last time. 86% would recommend. Overall on their website, a 4.3. Wishbone did eventually come around. We have nothing ill to say about them anymore.
You
They're cool.
you ungrinded your axe.
I unground my axe. They're cool. They're cool now. But the first review on here, Eric, do you want to go ahead and read that?
Sure. It says this is perfect. This is
No,
the
first
perfect.
it says loved it.
Yeah,
in
come
all
on,
caps.
please. Yeah.
Okay, now try.
Okay.
Say it with some enthusiasm.
First of all, this is Susan
With
X
some
from
mustard
San
on it.
Antonio. She's done 214 reviews, aged
Wow.
55 to 65.
That's a lot of reviews.
Cooking style is creative in the kitchen. This is like a personals ad. Who I make for dinner for. Oh, who I make dinner for. Just me, boys.
Who I make dinner for. So that
Yeah.
that implies an ongoing who I
Yeah,
make dinner
she
for.
continues to.
Not specifically made.
I wonder if we can hook this girl up here with the Susan X. We can hook her up with E, maybe. What do you use it on? Anything you want, Eric.
Maybe her crab
Main
snapper
dish.
pizza.
Oh, Jesus.
Used on our main dish of pizza. 20 days ago, she loved it.
Loved it.
This is the
Blast me!
This is the perfect dip for pizza. It's very creamy and tasty.
Maybe
Recommends
she's
the
Susan
product?
Triple
Yes, she
X.
does.
She's
Big
a
check mark.
top 10 contributor.
Wow.
This Susan, she sounds like a nice lady.
Is that her full-time gig? Doing
I
200-300
I don't want to make fun of her,
reviews?
but she sounds like a lonely old lady, and she comes on here and does reviews. I think that's what it sounds like to me. Oh, Susan X, if you want to come on Susan X, if you'd like to come on our show, you're welcome to come on our show anytime.
With all due respect, Susan, if you're writing 214 reviews, I certainly hope this is your second or your third. Because if you're writing that many, I mean...
They're all 5 stars.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's 2 sentences.
Let's go down.
Well, if you're writing 300, though, that's a lot of time.
That's a lot of
This
time,
is
yeah.
interesting. On their main website, they only feature 2 reviews. Number 1 is Loved It from Susan X. Number 2 is from Julie33 from Fort Benning, Georgia, and she's 23 to 34. Cooking style is family favorites.
Why
She's
not?
flexing on Susan. Who I make this dinner for? Family, Susan, with kids, 6 through 12, you bitch. What did you use it on? Main dish. So yeah, she's really. I don't like this person right off the bat. Susan sounds much more pleasant. But go ahead and you want to give us a read on her review there, Tori?
Yeah. I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but she's quite the review rookie, the RR. This is her first and only.
Well, she is a Ranchology Rewards member, though, if you see up here in the corner.
Ranchology Rewards member. Wow.
I have to question her honesty, though, because Fort Benning, Georgia is an Army base. And
Uh-oh.
if
Dependopotamus.
her husband is in the military, then he would have definitely liked it.
And she didn't put her rank on there as an Army mom,
Oh.
so...
Yeah, and she did say we ended up throwing it away, so if they did, he probably took it to work.
Well, don't steal Tori's thunder. Read the review for us, Tori.
24 days ago, a little bit less than a month, she gave it 2 stars and said...
2 out of 5.
Excuse me, yeah, 2 out of 5. And is this standardized caps? Is that
Yeah, I
default
think
to
standard
caps?
caps, I
Okay,
think.
okay, because I
I
was going to
assume.
really weird taste. I was going to emphasize,
Oh.
but weird taste.
I think she would have
regardless.
capitalized it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I don't like Jules at this point in time, I find a reason to agree with her. She says her kid loves ranch, but hated this sauce. It definitely did not taste enough like ranch and had a weird taste. This sauce did not taste good on French fries or pizza. We ended up throwing the whole thing away.
And I want to speak to Ranch's manager.
Yeah, right now.
Bring him out. Would you recommend this product? No.
Absolutely not. A big X in the negative.
And she actually prompted this, got a response from Hidden Valley. Noticeably, they didn't respond to poor Susan X.
Oh, she
Lovely
loved it.
lady.
5 stars.
Lovely lady.
Yeah. They're not going to
thought-
send her no coupons.
Yeah, they should have said, "Oh, excuse me, Susan, would you like to be our new spokesperson? Would you like to go on a date with the CEO of Hidden Valley?" No. Fuck Susan, I guess. Susan, again, you're welcome on our show any day you want.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
But
always.
the response from Hidden Valley was, the Hidden Valley team 23 days ago, thank you for providing your honest feedback, Jules. Oh, it is Jules. Wait, is it Jules or Jules?
It's Jules.
Okay, it is
Yeah.
Jules.
Jules.
We're sorry to hear that you and your family weren't fans of the flavor of our ranch dip pizza blasted dipping sauce.
God bless you.
We expect the best for you and would love to turn this around. So we may. Please call 877-853-7262.
We'd love to turn this around and give you something blasted.
Blast you. We'd like to blast you in the face with our Hidden Valley shotguns.
And make it snappy.
And have reference number 210-607-001054 and ready to provide. We hope you'll call soon. It sounds like they're going to hunt her ass down. That's what I'm thinking.
So, I mean, what what resolution are they proposing, or what?
I don't know.
What's the expectation?
Maybe that's why it's called Hidden Valley, because all the people that say something bad,
You gotta look for it.
Hidden in the valley. Yeah.
You got to look for the
They
complaints
bury them in
department.
a valley.
Yeah, they get hidden in the valley. That's where they. That's what's in the hidden valley. That's what all the flecks are. The cremains of the people that
geez.
complain.
Maybe that's where the flavor came from, is
Oh,
decomposing
could be.
bodies.
That would make a lot of sense based on how I felt about this sauce.
Wowee.
We didn't get any. We didn't get any offers to make it right from Wishbone. Now I'm wondering if I need to go back on my axe to grind.
Maybe just a little bit.
That's okay. I felt a little bad about that afterwards, so we'll let him.
You
go.
really did give him heck, though.
Well, I gave it to him stern, but I gave it to him honest too. That's what we rated it.
It was honest.
I think it
Was that about the
pretty
label
fair.
or something else?
It was about a long story. I don't want to dwell on this too long,
No.
but the bottom line is we attempted to post a review on their website. They refused to post it initially, and they got back to me and said it didn't meet their content standards. And I inquired further about what part we had neglected, because I reviewed the rules thoroughly before posting, and then eventually they did come on and make it right and post it. So they did right by us, and we're going to do right by them by dropping it now. But with all that being said, I think we can go around, and we've been pretty clear about this, but I think we can go around and go on to our ratings portion of the show. Seem appropriate?
I'd say so.
Without further ado, Eric, do you want to go ahead? Now, hold on. Should we make Eric write down his review?
Absolutely. Yeah, especially now that we have a wild card in the mix.
That's true.
We have Ghost Paul and Staff Sergeant Dwayne.
Yeah, that's true. He may even be arguably more of a wild card than Ghost
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
I could be Hurricane Dwayne, if you want me to.
Let's
God.
bring it on.
God. All right, I am going to have to edit the podcast.
Well, you kicked me out of your house when I was Hurricane Dwayne, so I don't think you want that on the show.
Well,
I mean, with 4 ratings, do we
kicked
really
me out.
need
your
Ghost
daughter
Ball?
came and rescued
Well, we don't
you.
factor him into the averages anyways. He's just for fun. He just gives us a little.
Ouch.
He gives us his
That's
thoughts.
what she said.
Yeah. Oh, I did want to do a brief Sauce Spoken Rewind.
Woo!
And the reason for that is because normally we try to, as much as you guys might not believe it, we try to edit as little content out of the show as possible. And I know last episode we went pretty deep on the weeds on some stuff. And so I did end up
You said
cutting
deep.
out deep in the weeds. I did end up actually cutting out about, 10, 15 minutes or so like that of audio. And if you'd like to hear the full audio about us debating the rating scales, you can tune into our Patreon account. No, I'm just kidding.
No, send us a DM on Instagram. We'd love to hear you. We check it like crazy.
You did say it was probably the craziest episode you've ever had.
Last episode?
That's what you said.
I really like Dukes. I thought Dukes was an outstanding episode.
Oh, the one that just came out.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about the last one we recorded.
Oh.
Right.
Dukes was a good one, though.
Dukes was good.
Some
It was
people
funny.
have permanently lowered in my personal circle of people I like. but
the
that's
caste
okay.
system
Yeah.
in my brain.
Yeah, but that's okay. Those people are now going to go with their ratings first, so that they don't try to bring the global average down. So go ahead, Eric, and give us your honest, unbiased, blank slate without factoring in any other algorithms onto this
Yeah, my
Review
blank slate.
and
All right.
rating on this sauce.
Yeah, I suppose this number is probably a little high for what it may deserve.
Oh, no.
See, he's going
Here
to
we go
give
again.
it a high one.
Oh, of course he
So-
is.
because
yeah.
he knows we're going to give it low ones. He's already factored. I can see the gears turning.
Well, I already wrote it down for you.
The
I had to write
return
it
to
down
the
first.
average. The return to the mean. Here we go.
I think the most interesting thing was when
9 out of 10.
Dwayne said that it really does taste like ranch and pizza bottled. Aged, maybe, and then
I
bottled.
didn't say that. I said
I don't think he
crabs
said that.
had herpes.
And crabs had herpes too. Yeah. That too. So, I was going to give it a 2, but I feel like, giving it a 3 simply states that, look, you did achieve
Now, hold on
a
a second.
disgusting flavor.
You got out some dice. I asked for some dice so I could use them for Ghost Paul instead of the random number generator. You also grabbed 2 D4 that are sitting in front of you, and I see on there, one is a 2 and one is a 3.
Uh-huh.
And you said you were going to give it a 2, and instead you gave it a 3. Explain yourself, Eric.
Oh, boy. There's a lot of circumstantial
You're not
evidence
allowed
against
to-
you,
You're
bro.
not allowed to do a random.
What are we doing here? Well, yeah, so you want to go into the...
I'm confronting you.
how I'm making my new ratings here?
Did you to explain the dice? Why do you have the dice? You're pissing me off already. I'm going to be mad. Explain yourself.
So, I've got a Ultra Pass, which is 10. Pass, which is a D4 plus 5. Fail, D4 plus 1. And Ultra Fail, which is 1.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
You don't take that
I have
algorithm
no
to the
clue
streets.
what
talking
Mostly
about?
pass or fail. But,
Huh?
Huh? Is right? What?
What are you
Is
talking
this
about?
an algebra class?
Nope.
Is this a D&D thing
leave
that I'm unaware
Yeah,
of?
it's a D. Well, I mean, it's based off D.
What do you think it is?
How is this factoring
It's
into
an
your
Edison
ratings?
thing.
How are you factoring this into your ratings?
I just rolled the fail die, and then it would be +1.
This is the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
So you're giving it a 3. Why now? Because of what you rolled?
Because of what I rolled, and because it failed to be a good sauce. I would not recommend
How
this
about
sauce.
based
So
off,
is this your actual rating, or is this some bullshit that you pulled out of your ass with dice?
how about based
There's
off
going
your
to be an
opinion?
actual fist fight tonight.
It's as bullshit as the rest of your guys'
We'll
ratings.
throw it on
So,
Patreon.
yeah.
Okay, give us
Yeah.
your actual
I think
rating, Eric. Stop being
mine
an
was pretty
asshole.
accurate. Have you ever had
No,
crabs and
I have
herpes?
not.
Well,
Crabs
then-
and herpes.
No, give us your actual rating without.
Fried.
You made your point. You
3.
got okay.
A
That's
3
honest.
is the
That's your
honest-
honest truth in your
Yes.
heart rating is a 3.
Absolutely.
Not with irrespective of these
Wow.
dice rolls you're trying to do to piss me off.
Well,
It's actually
it's
a 3.
It's absolutely a 3.
Okay, you're gonna stand
Okay.
by that.
I'm gonna stand by it, and
You're
I
not just being an
definitely
asshole.
and I stand by the fact that it probably really deserves like a taste of a 2. But the fact that they did achieve sort of a pizza-esque ranch and then bottled it,
okay.
All right, I think that's fair.
That's
I actually
fair.
think you're
Fine.
actually
Yeah. See,
That-
there you go. That's what
that
we
actually
want.
sounds like a real review to me.
Not some
Eric. I respect
cockamamie
that.
pass or fail
How we always do.
rabbit shit.
No, I respect that. That seems like a reasonable, well-reasoned review. Thank you.
You're welcome, Adam.
You're off the podcast.
The dice will stay.
That's really why I'm here.
Dwayne's a new
yeah, right. This is
you're
tryouts.
All
You're
this,
gonna go
all
live-
this goes to Dwizzle's basement,
take
and
you
you
back.
guys can
You're
have a
gonna
much
go-
smaller commute.
You're-
I love it. I love the
You're
idea.
going to go live at his house, actually. All right. Thank you, Eric, for being reasonable.
Yes,
human.
thank you, sir.
I have
Yeah,
a nice leather
get
chair
my-
hanging from the studs in the basement that you could sit in.
Oh my.
Hanging from the studs.
What are we going to do with your bop in the basement, though?
Oh, criminy.
Without further ado, Tori, you want to go ahead and get on your rating?
Yeah.
Do you need some dice, perchance?
No, I don't need any
Okay.
dice. But E, I love you. You know you're my man.
There's a
Allow
good
me,
thing.
allow me to fill in a couple of blanks for you, if you don't mind.
Total garbage.
No. I mean, no, because I think a 3 is very fair. My logic may be a little bit different than yours, but I also arrived at a 3, and I'll tell you why. Because I think the price point is terrific. I think we hit a 1.7 on the honey rating.
Yeah, we got
I mean,
we got a 17, I think.
That's-
on the
that's
honey
really
ratio.
good. I'm fond of Ollies. I view
It's a ghost Paul.
I view Ollies as a fun trip. I mean, you guys know how boring my day-to-day life is. I cannot
Right.
elaborate at all. So if I have the opportunity to go out and spend, $10-20 at some stupid closeout store, that is a big deal for me. So I like Ollies. So, I mean, I'm still landing at a 3, but that's bringing it up from an otherwise 2. Yeah, I didn't think it was good. And I'm not a piano player. Not by any stretch of the imagination, but in my brain, I equated this sauce to, when you hit a chord, you hit 3 notes all at once.
Yep.
If you hit just one of those, a half a step, either below or above, you get that sort of,
Dissonance.
yeah, right. It hurts in your brain. And that is what I equate this sauce to. It is, not to say it's a half a step away from a home run, because it's not, but that sound is what I taste in my brain. Woo! How about that?
All right. I think that's pretty fair. I thought that this sauce had... I found it to be smooth and creamy. I thought like there was some like sound of something acrid or something like that about that twisted ranch, the pop twisted ranch or whatever, cheddar pop twisted ranch.
Still in my fridge. Want to give it another spin?
No, I don't.
No, why don't you give it a spin down the old drain?
Yeah,
Yeah, really.
down the turlet, a clockwise spin. But no, with this one, I will say it's going to get a discretionary point for that because it was smooth, it was creamy. I would be intrigued to try it on pizza. I would give this another try. That being said, I would not. I had it on one half of a chicken nugget. I literally couldn't stomach anymore. I
You
was
almost
nauseated.
vomited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
right.
disgusted by it. Oftentimes, I will stick with like a little pinky in and try a little bit more on its own. I can't do that with this. Even the smell makes me nauseous. So it's getting its discretionary 1 point up from a 0.
Ouch.
It's going to go to a 1. And that is just from its discretionary point of being smooth and creamy. It didn't have that acridness of the twisted ranch. So that's why it's getting a 1. And I think that is being generous.
Oof.
With that being said, you want to top us off there, Dwayne, and
There
go
you
ahead and
are.
give us your rating
The
for this?
cherry on top, my man. Nail it.
I know you've heard the podcast before, but for the listeners, what we typically say, it's a 0 to a 10 scale, and right in the middle, generally, we say, is a ketchup, a Heinz ketchup specifically. And that's debatable on how much you like ketchup or not, but we kind of use that as a ballpark for people to get some sort of a metric.
Which I think is fair this time around because this is just so damn bizarre.
Right, and that's part of the half hour I cut out of the podcast last week was us arguing about ketchup, but we're having quite the intellectual discussion. But that being said, Dwayne, go ahead and give us your rating, 0 to 10, please.
First of all, it's Ollie's. Ollies, not Awleys.
I made that very clear.
It's not Ollie's.
I made that very clear.
Yeah,
I said Oliver's.
Oliver, not Oliver.
Once
But anyway,
the listeners hear this, they're never going to be able to unhear it, but I've mentioned before off the air that Eric doesn't say also, he says also.
Also.
He says
they
also.
don't say God either. They say God,
Gord.
like GAWD.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But the way that I think, I can't give this just one rating because it's made for pizza and we use it on chicken. So it wouldn't be fair to say it tastes like shit on chicken because it's made for pizza. Again, maybe if you eat pizza, to me, I have Papa John's in mind. If you dip this with Papa John's pizza, I think it would taste different.
Why? What conclusion are you coming to that this is made for pizza?
Because it says pizza dip.
It does have a pizza on the front.
Ranch dipped pizza.
My only counterpoint to
On the
that
other
is
side.
on the website, it does show a recipe for chicken tenders. So that's my counterpoint, but
Fair enough. Okay, I stand corrected. All right, yeah.
But if you're in the store, you're not on the website, you're looking at the bottle.
it does show pizza on the
Yeah.
front.
And
All
it
right,
says
very well,
dip
very well.
pizza
Yeah.
into ranch dipped pizza.
Oh, okay.
Confusing? Maybe. But delicious? Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Having said
debatable.
that,
Wow, that speaks to me directly.
Let Dwayne do his review, damn it.
40 episodes in, let me have my moment, please. So, if this was made for everybody, I would give it a 0 because it doesn't have that flavor that the mass, I think, would appreciate.
You got that right.
Right?
Totally fair. Yeah.
I think, and this is way outside the box and definitely has nothing to do with capitalism, but I think this almost seems like it was made for a specific audience.
Oh.
I think
Okay.
drunk people when they're eating.
Or stoners.
Yeah, or stoners.
Yeah.
Definitely stoners.
I think it would taste a lot different being sober on pizza or chicken as opposed to being drunk on, pizza or chicken. It just has that. It has a good taste, but it's very, very unique. It's not specific to something that the general mass would like. So I think if you were drunk, I would give this a 5 or a 6.
But are you drunk?
It's getting there.
Could be.
No, but I'm just saying.
Well,
All right.
I'm not sure I can put
Yeah.
validity in your
And
score.
well, like I said, I think differently.
So we'll just average it out as a 3 then.
Well, there's
No.
one more.
No logarithms.
If I was at the strip club,
Oh.
Oh no!
Jeez.
this would be a $5 bill that you put a piece of tape on in a string. So you give them the $5 as they walk away. You
Yank it back.
Oh wow!
because it's
Right.
good right off the bat, but then it's like, it kind of tastes like,
Makes you want to vomit.
Yeah,
Come
a little
back
bit.
up.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
yeah, at first it's like, wow, okay. Then before you can even finish that statement, like, oh, okay. So I think you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
Wow.
Okay. Probably fair.
More on the latter than the former.
So what's your
Overall, I would say a 3.
very good.
Nice.
I think that's pretty fair. I think actually you guys are being pretty generous with a 3, to be quite honest. Like I said, I found this revolting. And
Yeah.
Don't
I
worry,
just-
Ghost Paul might roll a 10 here.
The whole Ollie's experience just elevates the whole thing for me. I can't help myself.
Here's what I
It
want.
is a fun story.
It is. I love it.
It's an interesting.
Imagine
I find it interesting how a store where you bought it can affect the taste. that
That's a
we're
discretion.
judging.
It all works into my algorithm.
Oh,
bro.
You've
okay,
never been
cool,
to a strip
cool.
club, have you?
We've said discretionary points.
I have
Discretionary
not.
points are fair. One thing I wanted to just put in your guys' mind is that imagine, if you would, that you were at a party and someone brought this and they put it into like a bowl on its own and you didn't know that it wasn't supposed to be just regular ranch. And imagine that you did dip, a pizza or a nugget or something like that into this. Imagine how that would be.
I would think I just got roofied.
Yeah, I
Yep.
would be
Yeah, they'd get their teeth knocked
terrified.
out. Yeah, right.
I would force myself to vomit for safety. That being said, we are going to get around to Ghost Paul's. As we mentioned last episode, we introduced a new little segment here where we have a randomizer, which I don't think we need to do normally if we have a guest on there. But I think we're going to do it just for this episode since we just introduced it last episode.
That's fair.
Ghost Paul is just for entertainment purposes only. His reviews, his ratings don't factor into the average score. but we do leave them on there posted with the show notes for the episode.
He's a strikingly handsome actor, race car driver, salad man, and philanthropist, which happens to roll a dice here with us each and every week.
We don't have license to use Paul Newman specifically, but we are imagining in our minds Ghost Paul is
Well,
not...
you had to take it there. I didn't.
You did say an actor, so...
Paul
we did,
Newman
well,
is-
yeah.
He's an
We did-
attractive man.
We're not getting
Was.
sued here.
did
We're staying at vague.
We did mention Paul Newman last episode, too,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's clear. But this is just
I have
a
friend
random...
that looks a lot like Paul Newman.
This is a random...
nice.
A tan Puerto Rican version, but he looks exactly like Paul Newman.
Oh, well, maybe that's
should have
Get his
him
ass on the show.
is
Yeah.
his name, Paul?
Well, what about the rest of them?
Wow. All right, well, without further ado, we're going to roll for our proprietary Ghost Paul's rating. You, Tori, just got it.
No, I still don't get it.
You said bring his ass, and he said bring the rest of him.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
And we know where your mind's at.
I know it's been a long night, my man.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
speaking of long,
oh dear
Oh,
God,
crikey.
last
that's what she
episode,
said.
last episode we used a random number generator on my phone. Today we're actually going to use in the spirit of the Nerd Palace, we're going to use a 1d10, and we're also going to use a 1d6. And the purpose of the 1d6, there's a 0 on the 1d10, and we're going to use the d6 to decide whether that 0 is a 1 or a 10.
Speaking of double D's,
Well,
Jesus. So I think 1 through 3 is going to make it a 0, and 4 through 6 is going to make it a 10. We're going to roll both of these for Ghost Paul's flavor rating. He gives it a 5.
Okay.
Right in the middle of 5.
okay.
Ghost Paul's okay with this. He's not great about it. He's not hating it.
Me and Paul are still boys since we hit dead nuts the same rating as last week.
Oh,
If, you,
twice
if
over.
you recall.
You
Twice
know what?
over.
Yeah.
You know what? I just decided something else because Ghost Paul gave it a modifier dice of a perfect 6. I think that we're going to have to use that for like half points.
Oh, criminy.
So
I think we're
I
getting
like
a
it's-
lot of hand
If
here.
it's a 0, it's either a 0 or a 10. But if it's a modifier of a 6 or a 1, then it's going to be half points. So
what about a 0.10?
Oh,
So-
man. And you jag him off about
I
his
know.
algorithms.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So we're going to make it a 5.5. That's the Ghost Paul's rating.
But I did understand his algorithm, though. His was like listening to a college
It's all-
professor.
Oh,
Eric
jeez.
I explained mine. That was the thing. Eric
Yeah.
was assuming that you already have an in-depth knowledge of Dungeons
Yeah.
and Dragons, which
Eric,
I do,
yeah, yours
and
is
I
like
still didn't
we're all
get
at an NASA conference table.
it. Well,
Yeah, I wasn't trying to explain myself. I was just, we're doing dice
he's
now.
trying to make
We're
me
doing
angry.
dice
He's
now.
trying to make me angry. Only for Ghost Paul, not for my personal ratings. Jesus, I'm gonna hit you, and we'll reset back at ground zero. There, I'll hit you in the face. You'll hit me in the face. We'll be back to normal again after that.
I mean, back to ground zero, we even said in the very first episode when we were coming up with the whole scale, we're like, we really don't care about the numbers. This isn't about the numbers. We could do a pass, fail, thumbs up, 2 thumbs up.
We
We were
didn't
all
say that in
trying
episode
to
1.
hash it out. So
We never said that in episode 1. We said that pre-episode 1.
yeah, maybe
You were trying to figure out a rating scale. Anywho, I think that's going to do it for us this week on the Ranch Blasted Ass Ranch Dip Pizza Sauce. I'm not going to relieve a rating on their website because we went down that avenue once and it was a nightmare. But with that being
It's
said,
almost over, Dwayne.
glad that we're putting this behind us now. And Eric, do you have any closing thoughts that you would like to share with us this week?
I think going out and, going to this gun bash and spending some money on some tickets and having an interesting evening out, but taking some chances and some risks and spending some money,
Not on Kickstarters.
this is not, that was going to be a subject.
Yeah.
Of this that we didn't have time for this episode, but yeah, I did just back into the Kickstarter. Anyways, yeah, fail on that. Yeah.
Well, no, wait. Oh, no, you weren't
No.
allowed to do any more before August, right? That was
Before
the thing.
end of August.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes.
All right.
So now I have to go all the way through September. Anyways, back to the whole revenge, summer for last summer. Get out there, have some fun, spend some money, and yeah.
Take out a bop.
No, don't do that. Don't call women bops.
I don't call women bops. I call one specific woman a bop.
Jesus.
Maybe she'll be on next episode. We can call
We
her
should
a
don't
bop
call
to
her
her
a
face.
box.
I've never actually met this girl. This girl that you hang out with on a regular basis. You say is your friend. I've never met her. Much like I've never met your sister, although I think I have at one point and forgot because I was drunk.
I met his sister.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you call her a lot lizard?
No.
That's probably why she was allowed to meet you.
Dude, that's kind of messed up, man. That's
I
his
know.
sister.
He's a messed up individual.
That's what we
It's
do
amazing
here.
he has a
Welcome to
girlfriend.
the show.
Wow.
So
Well,
they
I'm
don't
just
call
saying
her-
because I didn't pay.
Wow.
No, I met her last year when, funny story, last year Tori had fireworks at his house and somebody called the cops on him.
Right.
And the cop showed up, watched the fireworks going off. I'm not going to name the cop's name. Then after Tori was done, then he decided to say, hey, somebody called the cops on you because you're fireworks. But what was funny was
Dude, I was
Tori
lost in the
walked
sauce.
right past him,
too.
looked at him, walked right past him, grabbed some more fireworks, and went back. And the cop's like, hey, this is of course after he watched the fireworks show.
Right.
Somebody called the cops on you, you're making too much noise, blah, 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 blah. And then Tori's like, well, I just have this little bit left. I can finish this off and be done. And the cop's like, well, you know what? Okay.
I'm going to walk away.
He said, I get off. I remember this now.
Because
it's
just now.
Because it's not important, so that's why I remember it. He said, I get off in like 6 minutes. Set him off then, and I don't care what you do.
Right.
Yeah.
I do remember that too.
Then Tori invited him to come up back after the 6 minutes and set him off himself.
Holy crap. I was so toasted.
I was offering him all kinds of food and stuff too.
I remember that. You were
was very friendly with the police officer.
We thought you were going to make some blasted white sauce with him.
I was like, I'm not going to jail tonight. We'll load him up with pasta salad and give him some pink lemonade.
But you were thinking some prison style stuff going on though.
You got to do what you got to do to survive, man. That's all I got to say.
He's going to be pretty lonely.
Paul Newman knows that. He was in Cool Hand Luke. He knows how it takes to survive. He was in the hole for a while.
He didn't bend over.
That's true. He did.
Fought.
And look what happened to him. He had to eat 47 eggs.
And then he got shot. So
yeah.
Maybe if he would have bent over.
Spoiled the movie.
Maybe if he got blasted instead of shot, he'd be okay.
Oh, goodness. Well, Tori, please salvage the end of this episode for us.
Oh, boy.
The way you always do.
Allow me to do just that. I think it's fair.
This was, by the way, my hour outside of the loony bin.
And you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming on.
Coming on what?
Oh,
Blastin.
And make it snappy.
I'm sorry. If you want a good comeback, just wait a minute. Wipe it off your chin.
Hey, that was mine. I used that. I believed that 2 episodes ago.
Really?
Yeah, I made that. I don't know if it's released yet. No, it hasn't released yet.
The comeback comment?
I think that's the one. Yeah, I had to bleep out. It was a little bit more. It was a little worse than that, but I had to bleep it out for the listeners. But
as long as my wife never hears it.
It's very personal to Eric's family.
Yeah.
But that being said, Tori, please salvage a podcast.
Swing and a miss, batter.
Swingers.
No, well, I think it's fair to say that this sauce has room for improvement. So let's keep that in mind.
Which means being drunk.
Well,
right.
I guess that's relative, but I mean, what a lot of people find themselves saying to other people that you're perfect just the way you are. I think that is a lie, and I think you're doing that person a disservice. You always have room to improve. There's always time to be a better son, a better daughter, a better niece, a better nephew, a better mom, a better dad, a better friend, a better churchgoer, you name it. There's always room for improvement. So if someone tells you that you're perfect just the way you are, tell them that's horse pucky. Because I got room to improve, my man.
Tell them that's ranch.
Punch him in the face.
Yeah, that's whatever this is. Blasted ranch bottle, all AKA horse pucky. Also nonsense.
Tell him you can ranch blast that out your ass.
Wow, I'm keeping track here. Like this is the 11th time.
But actually,
the interruptions just keep coming.
This might not be appropriate for the show.
Too much alcohol.
But maybe the misconception is I just thought of this. We're comparing it to ranch. This is not ranch.
It says ranch.
But it also reads blasted.
It says ranch dip pizza.
But it reads blasted in bigger letters. So maybe...
Blasted is the sauce?
The flavor, the ingredients that are in it, because it's not ranch.
Okay, Tori. Please.
I think I'm good.
All right, Adam, it's up to you.
I'm afraid to ask. Dwayne, do you have any closing? Once again, thank you so much for coming on the show for us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on the show with us. Let me use that phrasing instead.
I'm glad this wasn't like as I said earlier, a sweaty family recipe kind of thing where I have to put balls in my mouth.
Correct. There was no balls in this particular episode.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug? Anything you'd like to share with the listeners before we...
Maybe an Instagram account?
Yeah, you want to share Tori's wife's Instagram account with the listeners or anything?
Yeah, let me look it up on No, just thank you for having me. I'm glad I was able to take time out of my busy schedule to fly over here and be part of this episode, this amazing podcast.
Yeah, we can't reimburse you for the airfare. We're struggling. We're a struggling podcast at the moment.
I think this episode was better than the gentleman from London.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Calling out.
Fighting words.
Yeah.
Swinging.
But hey, I mean, we won twice, so I can say that.
Hey.
But we wouldn't be here without them. So
That's right.
Well, there you go.
I don't know if that really. No, it didn't release yet. You're on a lot of similar thought processes that come out. We actually made a comment, something close to that effect, on the last, I think, episode that aired. That
Yeah.
you haven't heard yet. The listeners will have heard by the time this comes out. But
Parallel thinking.
yeah,
its
been a lot of
finest.
parallel thinking this episode. And with that, I'd like to go back and talk a little bit more about parallel universes and how we have quickly devolved into the worst one, where Eric has gone completely off the rails. And
Rogue. He's gone
What
rogue.
if Eric-
Rogue went rogue?
what if Eric's crabs had herpes?
all right, and with that, thanks for listening. As always, we really appreciate it, and we'll catch you next week. Good night.
Oh, bad news is we're at the end of the show here, but hey, the good news is that we have several other episodes that keep you entertained. And while you're at it, send us an email, saucespoken@gmail.com. If you've had enough of listening to us and like to see us, you can do that too. You can stop over on our Instagram page. It's Sauce Spoken Official. If you wish to get down into the nitty-gritty, we welcome you to do so, and you could probably do that on the website. That's going to be saucespoken.wordpress.com. We have some show notes there. We keep track of the various ratings we give them over the episodes there, so if you wish to dig into the details, that's a great place to do it. In the event some unthinkable calamity, your favorite listening provider is not available, you can fire us up on YouTube. And of course, we'll be out here rattling our empty mayonnaise and mustard jars. If you'd like to donate to us, you certainly can. We are at PayPal at Sauce Spoken. We'll give you a little jingle jangle, maybe a wink and a smile on your way out. Keep in mind, we have stickers available for you. Slap them any which where you like, but they're available to you. If you'd like one, let us know. We'd be happy to send you one. And finally, we have a proprietary cryptocurrency out here. It's what's called Sauce Stoken. We have some details on it on the website. As we close here today, of course, we're going to ask you, please share us with a family member, share us with a friend. Hey, if you're enjoying it, I'm certain they would too. If you could, follow us, give us a rating or a review on that listening platform of your choice. Thank you for listening, and this is Sauce Spoken.
Is that even possible?
Jeez.
What's that?
For crabs to have herpes? No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.